You bet. Thank you very much, Anila, and thank you for the chance to say hello to all of you. Those are some pretty hard greetings to follow from our two ministers and his worship, but I'll do my best to say hello from the Calgary Emergency Management Agency. 2020 has been such a challenging year from so many different levels. And I think when we look back to the clock ticking to 2020, I don't think any of us realized how difficult it was going to be. None of us realized how many sacrifices we would have to make, how much of our lives would change. And there's not any one organization that can do this alone. And that's where looking at all of the faces and the organizations on the screen is it's so incredible. It really does take all of us in our little niches to connect and collaborate to be able to do a lot of this work, which is why this Calgary East Zone Newcomers Collaborative is so critical and it's so important and so amazing to see. I think of COVID as a challenge in the virus. It's been a challenge for us to figure out how to control the virus, but it's also been an incredible challenge for the economics of our communities, as well as the mental health of all of our citizens that live in the communities. And Calgary it's a big city. We're unique and we're diverse. And when we first started our community tables, we started them under the auspice of a strike team in early August. And we weren't really sure how it was going to work. And we focused a lot of our efforts on communication and translation of communication materials. And the numbers in the Northeast just continued to rise. And we were very quickly reminded of the incredible spirit that Calgary has and the incredible grassroots organizations and your incredible energy to help us. And I remember getting that phone call from his worship that said they need these community tables stood up and we need to work with community organizations. And Anila, he gave me your number, and through our Calgary neighborhoods folks, it was off and running. And what seemed like an insurmountable challenge at the time became a 45-minute thing to put together and to help support. So the East Zone Collaborative, the Newcomers Collaborative is truly best practice. When we get the chance to talk to other cities about what's happening in Calgary, the silence on the other end of the line is incredible. And they look at us and say, how do we get to have that in our community? And we have learned that the hard way in Calgary. We've had some big disasters that have impacted Calgary, and we identified this need during the flood and following the 2014 power outage. We keep learning and growing and understanding how to do these things. And the collaboration and the cooperation is just so needed to ensure our communities are supported in a way that they need to be supported. So thank you for making this work. Thank you for supporting all of our citizens, and thank you for helping all of us deal with COVID. I come from a background as a first responder, and everybody always thinks of first responders as the police, fire, and EMS, but they really aren't. There's so much more to first response in terms of getting people the information that they need, the help that they need, and the culturally appropriate boots on the ground to be able to do that to help. So I am so excited to see what's possible with this group, and I'm excited to see where we can take this and the difference that we can make for our citizens in the Northeast. So thank you so much for allowing me to say a few words, and I'm happy to stay on and listen to the conversation.